Hi everyone, welcome to the first double page layout using this small little mini kit that I put together for my spend less, scrap more. That's every time I go to try to say that, I always mix up the words and I say scrap less, spend more. And that is not what I want to do. So spend less, scrap more series. And I'm going to tell you, I was so excited. At this point, I have finished doing all the layouts and I love how it turns out. So I'm going to do the voiceovers and then I'm going to do a final video showing you what I have left over. And I love the layouts. I love how everything turned out. But I will talk about that a little bit more. So I am using a sketch by Scrapbook Generation, and it was their March 2020. So it was a recent free sketch that they had. So you can go to their website and go to their free sketches, and you should find this sketch if you are looking for it. I cannot really remember. I don't remember if I pull it down into the video at all, but I can't remember how closely I follow the sketch, but you know me, sometimes I follow it really closely and sometimes I kind of go off on my own. So I'm just trimming up all the pattern papers here that I want to use for it, and that gnome paper is so cute. I love it. I want to say that I cut one of these papers wrong, but I'm going to make it work for me, and I will talk about that if I'm right. I did these layouts maybe last week or the week before. I'm not really sure. It's been a little bit of time, and so I'm going to try to remember everything I did. But I'm inking my edges, of course, with my black Close to My Heart ink. I did think for a little while about maybe using my gray ink to ink these edges, just because there's just a subtle hint of grayness in the pattern papers, but I decided that no, because I wanted the inking to stand out a little bit more than I thought that the gray would make it stand out, so I went for the black. And of course it's a Scrapbook Generation sketch, so it has these 1/4 inch strips, and I do even ink these edges. I feel like it really, even these small pieces can stand, or it helps them stand out using the ink on those. It is a little tedious sometimes to ink those edges, but it's not too bad, and like I said, it's really kind of worth that extra minute or two to do it. So now I'm going to start building my layouts, and you know me, I like my white cardstock background, so I'm just going to pull a couple of those out. I did forget that these strips were supposed to be cut, I want to say to 10 or 11 inches following the sketch, and I didn't think about it. I think I cut all the other papers the right length, but this one I did not. Well, this actually, yes, now I remember that I did do this wrong. So I don't remember which paper I cut wrong, but you're going to see I'm starting on the right hand side of the layout, and I'm going to glue down my first piece of pattern paper there, and I'm going to glue down next. What they have is the stripe strip. And before I go any further, I am going to apologize. At this point, I was doing this layout, there was a lot going on. I do apologize that my phone is going to be in the screen, but there was a lot going on as far as trying to figure out the kids and the schooling. They were just talking about the online schooling, and so when I was working on these layouts, I was trying to do both and take care of that, but I'm sure that a lot of you can understand all that. So here is where I originally thought, okay, I totally cut these wrong. This pattern paper doesn't match up, but that's okay. I'll just trim up the stripe strip and make it look staggered and layered, and kind of make it look like I did it on purpose, and just leave that on the bottom. I was a little bit disappointed, but I'm like, it will work, it's better than, and I only had one of each of these papers, so there was no recutting anything. So I just made the top stripe strip the same length. And then this is where I realized what I did was I was supposed to cut just 1 inch of, sorry for my squeaky chair. I was supposed to cut 1 inch of this pattern gnome paper to go on the left hand side, and instead I had cut 2 inches. So I then decide I want to take this, I might as well fill in that area at the top, or I mean, excuse me, on the very right hand side, and just flip it on the other side, which was this blue pattern paper. And it's going to work out perfectly. So all I do is add it to the side. And since I didn't cut the red paper any shorter, thank goodness, I'm adding just more of these little scraps from what I had cut from these stripe strips. And they do, over here on this bottom part that I'm working on, it does overlap a little bit. And if you look closely enough at the layout, you can tell that it's a little wonky. Let me grab the layout here. I do have all the layouts here. The top part does get covered up. And I tried to purposely cover it up. So but you'll see as we go along, it works out in the end. I did decide, kind of as a little filler, I was kind of hoping that these peel off stickers would go the whole way, but then I decided I thought it would look funny if they went over the stripe strips, so I just decided to add this just clear sparkly one. Again, I'm sorry about the phone, but I am sure you guys understand. It was I have to tell you guys, I feel like in my school district, there's no communication. So I volunteer at my youngest son's school. I've been volunteering there for 14 years. So actually, this will be my 15th, or would have been my 15th year volunteering there. So I know everything that's going on at that school, you know, his age and all that stuff. It's a little easier. With my son's high school, this school district is just, there's no communication. And so when they started up this whole online schooling, they closed the schools, that's fine. It went from one thing to the next and no communication, and I'm trying to enroll my son into the early college program. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I was depressed for quite a few days. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had a lot of emotions and a lot of stuff going on because I didn't know who to talk to. There was nobody to talk to and to find out the answers to all my questions. So I do apologize that you're going to see my phone in some of the videos. It's probably not just this one, but I was trying to make videos for you guys and take care of all that stuff at the same time. And today is April 9th, so we've finally got it figured out. I got a hold of somebody about the college program, and I told you, I emailed him with a lot of questions, and he's been so nice. And so I finally told him, thank you for being just so wonderful. I said, when all of this is over, I'm going to bring you some treats and a card. I said, you have just been wonderful. And I think he really liked that. So I am going to take him some treats and a card when this is all over. I'm assuming he's going to be at the college somewhere. I'm going to hunt him down. I'll stalk him if I have to, right? So again, I apologize that you're going to see me a little bit messing with my phone. It won't be like that for every video, but I just wanted you guys to kind of know what was going on. And, you know, we're all going through stuff and trying to deal with stuff right now. So I'm pretty sure that you guys will understand. That's why I actually didn't realize the phone was in the camera. And I've noticed a few times that I have to push it back a little further. So I'll be more aware of that as well. Looking at this sketch, or looking at my page, let me look at it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do only have 6 photos on this layout. I cannot remember if that's how many it called for or not. But I put this left-hand side page together, and again, I used one more of the exact same peel off that I used on the other side. And it's like a clear, sparkly peel off that I chose to use. It picks up the blue that's underneath from that blue pattern paper, that teal pattern paper. And so it's got like a little bit of a bluish tint to it. And I have to be honest, I love these peel off stickers. They are just so amazing. They just add this little something to your page. I hope that all of you guys, again, I will, if I hear of free shipping again, I will let you guys know as soon as I can. I'm kind of doubting it'll be for a little while with everything going on, but these are just some of the best stickers. And I only added it to the left and right hand side, and it just was enough. It kind of helped frame the layout, if that makes any sense. So I am looking now. This is the sticker sheet that you guys know. The only thing I got was a sticker sheet. And what I'm trying to think about right now is the title. So I really wanted to use that word happy that's on the sticker sheet, because these are pictures of my kids. I've mentioned in videos in the past that we remodeled our kitchen. Well, where we where we remodeled our kitchen to used to be our patio. So our patio used to kind of go out the door of the side of the house and then back into the backyard, instead of just going straight into the backyard like a lot of them should do. And so we dug up that patio and moved the kitchen there, and then moved the door, the sliding door, back to the back side of the house like it should be. So there was a ton of dirt that had to be moved, and that dirt sat in our backyard for a couple years. And so it was, I have, I don't know, at least 100, if not 200 pictures of all the times my kids were playing in the mud. You can see they're just having the time of their lives. And my daughter there found a worm. It's kind of funny, out of all three of my kids, she's the one that would find the worms and the bugs. But my boys didn't really want much to do with them. She might be more boy than, well, she was more boy than my boys were. But I had the title. I decided, because I wasn't sure where I wanted that word happy to go. Because if you could see, what I was kind of working on was putting the title, but it got lost on that busy gnome pattern paper. You couldn't really see. So I don't know. I played around. I put a pattern paper piece there to see if it would go better on there. I'm going to talk about this a little bit, and I will talk more about, I do plan on doing a video and showing you guys these books. I did glue down all of my wood veneer. Don't do them double-sided if you do that, because pulling up, I didn't glue it, it's just like temporary glue, so you saw that it came up super easy, but getting it off of the page, because there's wood veneer on both sides, really, it stinks. I'm glad I thought of the idea of getting that little Cricut tool out, because it was flat and I slid it under and it's pulled it up nice and perfect. But if you guys do that with any kind of stickers or wood veneer, I would definitely say do it single-sided, and not, as you can see here, I did it double-sided, which wasn't very smart. So I'm kind of just looking in this binder, and these are all my brown stuff. I did add some wood veneer that didn't fit in my little wood veneer drawers into that. So I saw this word adventure. I thought, I've had trouble using this title quite a few times, so I was kind of hoping that I could use it, but I don't know. It's not the word that I was really thinking I wanted to use. I'm pulling out now the blues to see if there's any kind of tealish kind of title that might work. I'm also looking at my blacks. I don't know if I have yet, or if I'm going to pull out, a lot of the thicker packs that come with the black words that say a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure that I only have black at this point in time. I don't know. Oh, I might have one other color, but I just couldn't decide. And the other word that I really wanted to use there that I have on another little ruler is that word carefree. So I thought that word carefree went really well with these pictures. These are just the kids without a care in the world, at this age. My daughter is now 20, and she definitely is missing being a kid at times. So I think, I did go ahead and finally glue down. I pulled that circle sticker, and it says hello sunshine, hello sunshine. And I believe these are photos of like around May-ish time where I live. And so, we're always, where I live, it rains all the time. And so we welcome any sunshine. So when it becomes spring and we get some sun, we love it. So I thought that was a good circle sticker. And then I put the word carefree, and I did pop it up with some foam tape. So it's kind of part of my title. I kind of have a couple different word titles around the page. And then underneath it, the sketch did call for some like banner pieces coming out from the right-hand side of the photo on that right-hand page. So I just took a few of the stickers and put them there. Ones that I liked, Hello Nomi, Secret Garden, I thought was kind of a fun one for this. It's not really a garden, but it is them playing out, in the dirt, same difference. And the gnome life I thought was fun. And so then I took that tag and added it to the left-hand side up by the word happy. I liked the word happy up on the left-hand side because you could really read it. And it goes over the picture of my son where he's just kind of chilling, and I think his eyes are even closed on purpose in that photo. So again, I'm just looking now. I wanted to use some of these gnomes because I just wanted to use them. First of all, they're so cute, and I thought this was a great layout for it. So I put a couple of the gnome guys in the middle, and then there was that super cute snail. I thought maybe they would look cute in that little cluster, but that snail kind of throws me off just a hair because he's just about the same size as the gnomes, and so it seems like he should not be that big next to the gnomes. So I'm going to play around with that. But then I found, I didn't even know this sticker sheet had these bees on it until I was looking while I was doing this layout. And I stuck a couple of the bees around. I thought they were really cute. And I have to be honest, probably my favorite part of this entire layout is those bees. I think I add one or two around in all the clusters. I'm looking at the finished layout now. Up in that top right hand corner, I do add one on foam tape in that corner, and he is going to cover up that spot where, if you remember in the beginning, I had to add that extra striped piece onto there to make it go all the way to the edge of the blue paper. And so then that other bee will just be flat, and then I'm going to play around with this snail. So basically in all of the clusters, there is something popped up with foam tape, and there's one of these gnomes in the middle I popped up with foam tape. The red kind of girlish gnome is not popped up with foam tape. I moved the snail. I put him by the word carefree because, like I said, he felt weird being by those gnome guys just because of the size. And then the mushrooms, I didn't even really pay attention to a lot of the stickers that were on this sheet. And I thought, oh, the mushrooms would be really cute. So I tried just tucking these mushrooms up here by the bees. And that was just kind of like a happy accident cluster because I really like those mushrooms up there. That's one of my favorite clusters up there. And so then I thought, well, I have more of these gnomes and more of these guys on mushrooms. Let's see where else we can put them. So I tried adding this guy up by that tag, but because he's sitting on a mushroom, I didn't want to put him. First of all, I didn't really like him being crooked. And second of all, I don't know, it was like he was floating there. So I thought, well, what if I put him down below? And I just kind of went for it at this point. I started pulling out all these mushrooms, these gnomes, these bees, and adding all kinds of things around the page. And for a while, I was a little bit unsure, but once I started just kind of throwing things around, I started to like it. So I'm going to add this word sticker here in the middle. I go back and forth with it, but I do end up adding it on here. With that tag, because I think I've mentioned in lots of videos, I don't like to use tags with the holes in the tags. I feel like they need something, either an enamel dot or something like that. So what I did was I am going to actually glue that kind of the string down, which you will see me do in just a moment. But what else I added, I used the same crochet twine, I believe it's called. And I made a couple bows to go around the page. So I'm going to add one to the cluster that's kind of below the snail and all that, just because it brings that string around. And then I added one into this cluster down by the guy sitting on the mushroom. So here you can see all I'm doing is I'm not really trying to glue this. I want it to kind of stay and have some kind of a fun shape once it's in the page protector. So I'm not gluing the entire thing down. I'm just kind of gluing it so it will just kind of flow in a certain way. And I don't always do that, but this time I didn't want them just to fall in the page. I wanted them to kind of fill up that area. And this Lawn Fawn glue is absolutely perfect for this really thin twine that I'm using. It just is perfect. It comes out such a small little amount and it really holds. I mean, those strings are stuck. So I did add another bee, of course, a few different clusters. In all the different clusters I have the bees. If I could add one on foam tape, I did. If I didn't, then I didn't worry about adding foam tape. But like I said, those bees are so cute. So when I mentioned that I was doing this new collection and that I didn't buy anything else, and I've mentioned in the past that I'm trying to use up my enamel dots and kind of putting myself on an enamel dot spending freeze, minus the ones that will eventually come out from Doodlebugs that are all different shapes. I am going to allow myself to buy those, but I thought I would look at my enamel dots, and I decided to pull out. So I looked at the white ones first because I thought white would be really good. So I pulled out, and I don't know the name of the companies for these. I just kind of was looking for a few different colors. That teal color, the white color, and then this weird kind of offish green that kind of goes a little bit with the green. It's not a perfect match, but it's And at first, I'm going to be honest, when I was putting it down, I wasn't really sure if I liked that color, but I went with it anyway and I left it. And I'm just going to sprinkle these enamel shapes all over the page and just kind of have fun and use them up. I think by the time I'm done with this collection, I've used at least half of those white enamel dots. Those are not actually enamel dots. I don't know what they are. I think they're Queen & Company, and they're kind of like, I don't know, you'll see in the close-up photo that they're more of a matte, and they're taller than enamel dots usually are. But I played around with where I wanted them in this cluster up here on the left-hand side. I just couldn't make up my mind on that. That's probably my least favorite cluster of this whole page, but that's okay because I just love how this layout turned out. So, and I'm not really paying attention to rule of thirds or odd numbers, anything like that. I'm just playing, and you know, this is a carefree layout of my kids playing in the mud, so I am literally just being carefree with my clusters and my words and everything. And I put the "Oh Gnome You Didn't" sticker up by the mushrooms up in that top right hand corner because I don't know, I just thought that was a super cute I thought that was a super cute area to put that, a saying to put on the layout. So I really kind of wanted to get that on there. So here's a couple close-up photos. You can see how that peel-off sticker kind of picks up some of the blue that's underneath. I thought that was really cute. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys are so far liking this series. I love this first layout, and I cannot wait to show you guys the rest of the layouts. So I hope you will join me next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.